Welcome to the Best Performance tutorial on individual student tracking. Individual student tracking investigates the progress of students between NAPLAN tests compared to the national mean progress. Let's have a look at how we can analyse those sheets. Now we've opened the school NAPLAN folder, we'll move into the individual student tracking. Inside, there is a graphing the individual tracking, which I'll get to later. There's two reports, in this case the Year 5s to Year 7s, and we're going to look at the 2010 Year 3s to the 2012 Year 5s. We start off with our school name being Performance Primary School, and the cohort is from the 2010 Year 3s to 2012 Year 5s. Along the bottom is the assessed areas, and we will look at the grammar and punctuation. On this side of the sheet is the 2010 Year 3s that did grammar and punctuation compared to the same cohort as Year 5s. The national mean in 2010 was 417, the national mean in 2012 was 491, which is a progress of 74 NAPLAN points. We have the first name, last name, the NAPLAN score, and the difference between the NAPLAN score and the national mean by student. So let's take an example of Holly Abassi. Young Holly scored a 467 NAPLAN score, which placed her 50 points above the national mean in 2010. Holly, again in Year 5, scored 524, which was this time 33 points above the actual national mean. Holly had a value loss of 17 points, but she still made progress of 57 points. When we look at Ella Bell, for instance, she was 266 NAPLAN points, which is 151 below the national mean. And then again in Year 5 was 454, but this time only 37 points below the national mean. So she actually had a value add of 114 points, giving her progress of 188. When I come down the screen a bit, you'll notice that the average for the cohort was 85 points, the value add was 11, and the mean difference was 15 points compared to 2010, where it was only 5. Further down the spreadsheet, we have the students that were absent in both years, and the students that have left, are no longer at the school, and the students that have arrived. And that's the way we read the individual student tracking. So the green meaning that they're at least a 0, above a 0 progress or add value loss, and the pink means that it's below 0. Now I'd like to show you a really powerful graphing feature that helps with the student individual tracking. This bonus feature illustrates the national mean progress against an individual group or cohort in graphical format. Let's go and have a look. Now we go back into the individual student tracking folder to find the graphing the individual tracking Excel spreadsheet. Now this graph will show the national means versus the individual group or cohort means that we're tracking. I've already put in the 2010 Year 3 label and the 2012 Year 5. Now what I need to do is put in a national means, and we were looking at grammar and punctuation previously, and in 2010 Year 3 the national mean was 417, and in 2012 the Year 5 national mean for grammar and punctuation was 491. Now we put in the NAPLAN score for the individual that we're looking at, and in this case we'll refer back to our young student named Holly, and in 2010 she scored 467, and in 2012 she scored 524. What we're looking at here is the gap, or about approximately 50 points there, and how it's now getting closer to the national mean. And we can only hope that we can arrest that and keep it away from the national mean in Year 7. Looking at Ella, who was our second student we looked at before, she had a NAPLAN score in 2010 of 266, and then in 2012 had a score of 454. Now we see a fantastic progress where we've had a gap of 151 and now got it really close to the national mean of only 37 points. Let's hope that we can continue that trend where we can get Ella to cross over when she's into Year 7. Now you can use any score in there for the individuals, group or cohort means, and for any year level or learning area, being grammar, punctuation, numeracy, etc. So I hope you find this very powerful when speaking to parents, students, or even other teachers. Thank you. That was my tutorial about individual student tracking. If you have any questions, our details are on the screen. Thank you for watching.